I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your guy, City for Real. You know, the co-host of the Knicks at Night podcast. It's your boy. I'm chilling. The Blorange Tears family is rocking. Y'all know what to do. Throw those orange and blues in the chat. Y'all know how it is. And maybe I will catch you on the next live. Let's get lit. Get that energy all the way up. Let's go New York Knicks. Holla.
Your man, G-Man for life.
And this is your boy, the one and only Cornerstone Kev, a.k.a. Star Child. And we're the hosts of the hit YouTube show, The Pod Couple.
Hey, please tune in on every Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, at 6:30. We'll be here to get you the latest buzz, rumors, gossip, and opinions on our beloved New York Knicks. There will be laughs and surprises.
But no tears. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and turn on the notification bell, and share this on social media and spread the word.
Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you there.
And please say a prayer for us, because I don't know how I can deal with this guy right
here.
There
we go ad lib.
Really
See, this is what happens when we ad lib, right?
That's pretty good.
Yo, you want to win your fantasy football league or what? You know what I mean? You ain't tired of finishing in fourth place? You ain't tired of dudes coming to you with whack trade offers and whatever, trying to play you? Come on to the Dear Mr. Fantasy Football page, our page on YouTube. We're gonna do position breakdowns and rankings. We're gonna talk some NFL football too. We're gonna get in depth. We'll do offensive line rankings, defensive line rankings, defensive rankings, all of that stuff, so you'll be prepared to put in your best lineup. Come through. Your man Uncle Freezy will be there. Come through, hang out with your man Uncle Freezy. Share, like, and subscribe later. Yo, what's good, party people? What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Jay Singh is in the building. Angel Cabrera, what's good? I see y'all. They'll know still what's happening. I see y'all out there. How y'all this morning? Old head, what's good? Man, I see y'all out there. What's good? What's good? Yo, DSJ just asked a good question off top. Will we have a Blorange Tears Fantasy Basketball League in this season? I think so. Naruto, what's good? Anthony D is in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Maybe we could start. Let me see. You know me. Let me check. I'm going to check on that for us. You know what I mean? I think that'll be dope. I think that'll be dope. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find something for us. A little something. Gonna see if I can find a little something for us. This is kind of unexpected, but since it has been asked, I will try to see if we can do it. Right? I'm gonna see if we can do it. Fantasy basketball. Creative League. Let me share this. I'm going to share this on the screen with y'all, man. The new Knicks was good. Hey, D, we're going to do the fantasy football one. I'm definitely doing that, right? We definitely doing that. I just got to schedule a joint where I can do the Mr. Fantasy Football channel, you know what I'm saying? So we can, come on and rock and talk about that. Right? Forbes list. Phil is in the building. Let me create. I'm going to see if I can create a league. Can y'all see this? No, y'all can't see this. All y'all see is, y'all see the top of my head and hear my dog barking. My dog girlfriend must be outside. When my dog girlfriend go outside, bro, it don't matter. It don't matter. How do y'all like y'all league? Y'all like it to be like a head-to-head or a rotisserie? I like mine head-to-head, bro. I like mine head-to-head, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start something. Here, hey, salute Forbes. Phil is in the building. What's good? CWC is in the building. What's good? Yeah, my dog. Yeah. I solved the long-lived, unsolved mystery. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? I know who did it, but I'm not a snitch. Uncle Freezy has solved the mystery of who let the dogs out. Who? I guess y'all not feeling jokes this morning. Okay. Maybe y'all not feeling jokes. All right. All right, make my league a private prize league. I don't want to play for money. We're going to do commissioner invite, a live standard draft. How about we move that draft up to Saturday? Yes, tomorrow at 11:30. How about we do that? Bam. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this is nice. All right. So we ready to rock and roll now. Right? If you want to be in the league, you have to email me. Right? Let me see if I can find an email address that y'all can use. I'm going to see if I can find an email address for y'all to use. I'm working. I'm working on it. Yeah, y'all be patient with me. I'm working my game. I got to do the best I can. Wow. I'll leave it like that. No, I don't want to leave it like that. I'm working on, you know. Oh, shoot. I think I might have made a boo-boo. Ah, God dog it. So I was, what's good? 19 comment NYC 84. What's good? Infamous New King, Afro the Jedi, what's good? Anthony D, no, man, no money. No money. Nah, man, I ain't trying to make no bread like that. There's plenty of ways to make bread, bro. There's plenty of ways to make bread. But this right here, I prefer this to be a bragging rights joint. A lot wise is in the building. What's good? What is good, my friend? CWC says, we want the real email, Uncle Freezy. What? Y'all, hey, y'all the feds? Y'all them boys? Y'all asking questions? Y'all want Uncle Freezy real personal info? Like, yeah, nah, man, nah. Forget all the Blorange Tears stuff. We want that email address your mama be using. Nah, y'all them boys? Y'all trying to get me to pop my trunk? Nah. No, thank you. Yo. DSJ says, Anthony D, I owe you an apology. I didn't mean to make Uncle Freezy of Blorange Tears work during the live stream. Nah, you put me on the spot. And you know, we got to give the people, give the people what they want. So he says bread keeps the competitive in awareness. Yeah. I feel you on that. Because I use the same premise for the Blorange Tears debate league, but I ain't big on you know what I'm saying, on come up. You know what I'm saying? Not from this space. There's other places like to have to come up. But yeah, I understand your point. I'm with you because I'll be trying to trade for Ben Simmons with a cat who ain't even looked at his team in like 3 weeks. And that'd be frustrating. Cuts, Kicks, and Knicks is in the building. Afro the Jedi. Hey, I'm working on it. I'm gonna put the show email in here. But I just got logged out and I forgot the password, bro. I just got logged out. So let me, I forgot what the, no, I'm not logged out. Okay. All right. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Now, how about that? If you are interested in the Blorange Tears Fantasy Basketball League, email me right there, and I will email you back with the link. The show _Blorange Tears at yahoo.com. If you're interested in getting in this basketball league, we're going to draft. And listen, we are going to draft live tomorrow night right here on Blorange Tears. Fire, bump, bump, bump. That's the way we do it. 9 to the front, 6 to the rear. That's the way we do it here. DSJ, you ever heard that before? So I'm going to customize this a little bit. I'm going to customize this a little teeny bit. we'll go from there. DSJ put me on the spot. I can't believe DSJ put me on the spot. You know what? There's a link here. I'm going to go to settings first. All right, so I'm converting to a cash league. Right? Make the league publicly viewable. Auto renew, yes. Drafting keepers. DSJ put me on the spot. All right, DSJ put me on the spot. And we having a boring show because of DSJ. I tell you what we do. I tell you, DSJ, thank you for having us have a boring start to the show because I'm creating a fantasy league during a live stream. Thank you, DSJ. Thank you. DeRoss was good. Cuts, kicks, and Knicks was good. So let's start this thing. Let's do it. Let's do it. I ain't scared of y'all. Y'all better hope if I mess around and get a top 3 pick, I won. If I get a top 3 pick, listen, y'all better not let me get a draft pick at the beginning, at the end, or in the middle. Because if I get a draft pick anywhere in there, I won. You better not let me get a draft pick at the beginning, right? Or at the end. But if you mess around, let me get a pick in the middle. Y'all through. Afro the Jedi. Hey, I'm telling you. So Afro the Jedi says you might want to get not that. You hype, right? I'm trying to get this money thing set because of AD, but I can't find the setting. Right? Add a league logo. I got a logo I can add for the league. I got one I can add. Where is it? Bam. Let me add this one. Thank you, DSJ, for getting us sidetracked. There it is. I wonder if this is set. Email league, convert league to. Let me save this stuff first. All right, so this is saved. I'm sorry about starting the show like this, y'all. My bad. All right. I'm starting to show off so bad. Let me address my peoples. All right. Let me go back here. Hey, there you go. I see. I think I got 3 people already. All right, DSJ. Let me do this. I see you. Let me go back here. Back here. Send invite. Let me copy the link. I copied the link. All right. All right. Okay. Them. Yahoo is so stupid. Yahoo is so dumb that they block their own image. Yahoo is so dumb. They're like, yo, this looks like spam. Okay. It's something from y'all, Yahoo. Crazies. All right. So I think they've been sent. Let me check to see if they have been sent out. Bam. All right. There you go. There you go. All right. Wacko, that's you? Hey, yeah. Hey, the Wacko, which one you want to jump on? You want to jump in the 2K one or the regular NBA Fantasy League? Okay. All right. Let me get back to the nitty gritty. Let me get back to what we came here for. Where is the Oh, the 2K one. The 2K one. I'm working on that with Hadouk and Sharon. We're gonna work on that today so that we can get that out there. So here's the thing. There are 2 leagues, right? So let me see. Let me claim my team first. I want to claim a team, and then I want to save one for I want to save one for all right, let me click here. Let me see. All right. I want to all right. Let me edit. God dog it, DSJ. Now you got me sidetracked during a live stream. Thank you. I want to edit my team stuff. That's not what I want to do. Oh, jeez. All right. Now I'm back. Finally. Thank you, DSJ, for making it so boring for people that are tuning in. Pierre Moise was good. Yo, quiet money. Quiet money. The rumor is, and y'all know how Knicks fans are. Y'all know we take stuff to the extreme. The rumor is RJ Barrett has grown. The rumor is RJ Barrett is almost 6'8". I have firsthand, I don't want to say firsthand knowledge because I wasn't there. I have secondhand knowledge that RJ Barrett is almost 6'8". And I talked to a guy last night to the wee hours of the morning about how RJ Barrett looks like he's 6 inches taller than Bradley Beal. 6! How tall is Bradley Beal? How tall is Bradley Beal? Can somebody tell me how tall Bradley Beal is? How tall is Bradley Beal, man? Somebody told me last night with a straight face that RJ Barrett looks like he's 6 inches taller than Bradley Beal. Bruh. So first of all, I had no idea that RJ Barrett, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, and Zach LaVine trained together under this trainer, Chris Hanlon. I had no idea. Right? I had no idea that RJ Barrett looks like he's taller than Jason Tatum. Did you know that? So I want to be responsible. I want to be responsible and just not throw out information. Y'all know me. I need facts. If I don't see RJ Barrett being measured at 6'8", I don't believe it. But somebody told me, somebody that you know, somebody that I trust said he saw the thing, and RJ Barrett looks to be significantly taller. Right? We'll see. We'll see about that. I saw some videos. It does look like RJ Barrett is more muscular up top, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything. That might mean he got rid of baby fat and rocked up, right? Allah Wise says RJ looked the same to me on the vid and was getting buckets out there. It does look stronger though. Wait a minute. Allah Wise, wait a minute. You said wait a minute. Okay. RJ looked the same to me on the video. But he looks okay. Wait a minute. I ain't trying to. Y'all know me. I ain't trying to. I'm gonna see if I gotta. That comment has Blorange Army written on it. Let me. Okay, that comment had Blorange Army written all over it when I saw it. Kawhi Money said, I seen a picture of RJ and he looks huge. Hey, Miss Geraldine, how you doing? We are very sidetracked this morning. Delano said DSJ, and that's my brother, by the way. Hey, listen, I'm joking with DSJ. DSJ is salt of the earth, man. DSJ is salt of the earth. That's my bro. I'm kidding. I'm kidding with him, of course. But you know, he put me on the spot. He said, start a fantasy league. And then I think he said it impulsively. And then my impulsive reaction was to do it. So we did it. So it wasn't the best opening to the show, but, you know, we have a fantasy league going. So, and there's that. Mama said, don't trust you. What's good? Top of the morning. Let's go. Savage NYC says, RJ working on dribbling. Right. Yep. Otherwise says, hey, you've been trying to play me lately. He looked the same height-wise, but looked stronger. What you talking about, man? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Hey, yeah, yo, just, hey, shrug that off, bro. Shrug that off. Movies and stuff says RJ looked the same. He just got more tattoos, so I don't know what they told you that he looks like. Hey man, I don't know. I ain't seen. Listen. I hadn't seen RJ. I hadn't seen RJ to know if he legit even 6'6" or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if RJ is 6'6", 6'7", let alone 6'8". Soul Fingers in the building. What's good? Wacko Knicks Fanatic says, as long as I'm in the top 8, I'm good on my first pick in an NBA 2K draft. Can't wait. Yeah, man. So what I want to do with that, hey, Subliminal 209, what's good? So what we want to do with the 2K draft is I'm not going to use 2K to do the draft. But I like to use 2K to do simulations and so that we can play against each other. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is create a draft board, and we'll draft according to that board, right? And what we'll do is do it live, and then that way we can have some fun doing something in the off season. You know what I mean? We'll have some fun doing something in the off season. We right in between summer league and training camp. Most of the free agency stuff is dead. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna, rock from there. Afro the Jedi says, Quiet Money Facts. He looking good out there too. Too real comfortable. It was one play where he was ready at the elbow, but Trey threw the cross court. Yeah. I saw the video, man. Does RJ look like a guard to y'all, or does he look like a small forward wing? Does he look like a guard? Does his handle look improved? Does he look like somebody that can initiate offense? Booger D says, see, that's why, hey, man. Booger D says, CWC was your secondhand source. Oh, Lord. Nah, man. Nah. I ain't going to say who my source was, you know what I'm saying, because it was a private conversation. And at the time, I was like, man, I ain't going to lie to you. I don't like talking about the, and this is no disrespect to the person I was talking to, but I don't like the, such and such put on 10 pounds during the offseason conversations. Such and such is coming in the best shape of their life. Such and such grew 1.5 inches That ain't really my thing. I be wanting to look at like numbers, like such and such better than he was last year. So Ms. Geraldine says, what's your thoughts on JJ Redick signing with the Knicks? I watched that video and RJ looks bigger. I've always been a JJ Redick fan. I'm a Duke Blue Devil basketball fan, right? So I feel like the more Duke, the better. The less Kentucky, the less North Carolina, the better your basketball team would be, in my eyes, except for certain players. You know what I'm saying? Except for certain, certain cats that went to Kentucky, I just like. You know, I did like John Wall. I did like Boogie. I did like Cat. I did like Trill. There was a powerful Terrence Jones. I did like Terrence Jones. To me, Terrence Jones was the original Julius Randle. It just never worked out for him in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? When I saw Terrence Jones, I was like, wow, a big power forward that can grab a rebound and push it and shoot the three. I would love for the Knicks to get a guy like that. And then eventually the Knicks did get a guy like that. So Lawwise says every year Frank gained weight or got taller. Got another. Yep, exactly. And Frank, right now, Frank 9 foot tall and he weighed 275 and he still can't dribble, pass, or shoot. You know, it's one of them things, man. I just need to see some real on the court results, man. You know what I'm saying? Some real on the court results. Hey, another Duke fan in the building. Another Duke fan in the building. I go all the way back to Tommy Amica and Johnny Dawkins, Kevin Strickland. You know what I'm saying? Right before, a couple of years before Danny Ferry. Like Danny Ferry, yeah. DSJ says Walter McCarty was Uncle Freezy's favorite Kentucky Wildcat. Because he played for the Knicks? Because the Knicks drafted him? Booker D says, watch the Olympics replay with RJ. He looked bigger and he played with confidence on the court. I'm trying to figure out through all this stuff, is RJ a big guard or is he a wing player? And I know y'all gonna say, well, in today's NBA, blah blah blah. You know, but I need some definition. I need some lines drawn. I need some barriers in this conversation. Right? I need some parameters for us to talk about. Right? Because in my mind, RJ Barrett is a jumbo guard. Right? And there is a such thing as a jumbo guard. It is. There is a such thing as a jumbo guard. It's like it's like your Clyde Drexlers, your young Joe Johnsons. You know what I'm saying? Guards that are your Mitch Richmonds. Your guards that are so big yet so skilled. Big, yeah, a jumbo guard, right? That are Magic Johnson. Because every guard is not going to be, 6'2", 180, right? And every wing player is not going to be 6'9", 225. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be some. There's got to be some middle ground, right? Some of these guys are so skilled. Hey, Jermaine Royce is in the building. What's good? Andy and talking about big bone, heavy shit. Andy, hey, Andy talking about Def Comedy Jam. I got you. I got you. So Quiet Money says that he don't think RJ has the shiftiness in his game yet to be considered a guard. See, that's the thing. All guards are. I want to put it in a way. So what is Luka Doncic in y'all's eyes? What is Luka? What position does Luka Doncic play? Quiet Money says Luka Doncic is a jumbo guard. That's kind of what I feel like. That's kind of what I think he is. I think he is a I think Luka's a jumbo guard, right? We want to define him because of his height and because of his size, his girth. But I think it's an ill attempt to pigeonhole everybody into a certain standard. Like everybody can't shop at the Gap. You know what I'm saying? It's every guard is not going to be like, for instance, what is Cade Cunningham? He was the number 1 pick in the draft. What do y'all say Cade Cunningham is? Is Cade Cunningham a jumbo guard? Or because Cade is 6'8", 220, is he a power forward? I mean, it's a legit question. Jose Perez says RJ Barrett is a short power forward. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. So Alal Wise says, haven't heard the term jumbo guard for a minute. But you're right. Yeah. It's what it is. It's every guy is not gonna, like Jim Jackson was 6'6", 220, right? In today's NBA, that could be a small ball 4. In today's NBA, but Jim Jackson was legit every bit of 6'6" and every bit of 220. You know? The ghetto intellect is back in the building, fresh off his trip to Cabo, where the golf was probably great, fantastic. Paris Douglas says RJ Barrett is in trouble in training camp. He's got shot makers right on his heels. I don't know who those players are. Man, Evan Fournier and Alec Burks, maybe? That's fine with me. Make them better. DSJ says Cade Cunningham is a point guard, small forward. And see, I don't know. I don't know if that's the, because small forwards nowadays do different stuff. I can't. I have to disagree with that, because in today's NBA, small forwards don't handle the ball like they used to back in the day. Now they're wing players. They're catch and shoot, high upside defenders. The small forward position, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if the position exists anymore. We like to call them wings. If you anywhere from 6'4" to 6'7" if you somewhere between 6'4" and 6'7", you can play on the wing in the NBA. Right? If you're 6'8", you can almost be a big in the NBA at 6'8". Yo, Adele Chapman is in the building. What's good? Hey, DSJ, I'm going to see if I can find that link one more time. Right, let me go back to the league. Copy the link. Okay. So the league right now has 3 confirmed teams and 9 available team slots. Right? I'm going to put the link to it in the chat, but I want to save a couple of spots for G-Man for Life and Hadouken. That's if they're interested in jumping in. Yo, Project Nerd was good. Hey, with Paris Duggar, I totally agree with what you're saying. Defend first, free throws second, playmaking third. I like RJ Barrett's scoring ability, though. Yo, what's good, boss?
Bim.
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 And it is.
Uncle Freezy. I didn't want to hog up the spot for the fellas. I just wanted to come through and say, we're sorry we didn't get off Knicks freestyle this week. A little, scheduling glitch, but we'll be back to regularly scheduled programs next week. We hope you didn't miss us too bad and you'll check in. But how's things otherwise, Uncle Freeze? I'm excited about, where we are. I heard a couple things. RJ's an undersized power forward. I'm not really sure that can fly on this network. Number 2, RJ's going to be fighting for minutes. Listen, RJ's going to get so many minutes next year. Y'all better get him a personal masseuse after the games. He is your best defender on the wing.
Yeah. So early this morning, I was having a conversation with a basketball mind that I trust. And he mentioned that RJ Barrett looks taller. Looks maybe 5 or 6 inches taller than Bradley Beal. And I was like, 5 or 6 inches taller than Bradley Beal. I know Bradley Beal is short. short and stocky, right? He's not a tall shooting guard, right?
Nah, he's a tweener.
Yeah, he's a you know, I guess you could say a jumbo guard, just not tall, because Bradley Beal has some weight to him. He's not John Morant. You know what I'm saying? So, this person said RJ Barrett is taller. And I thought, because listen, when you see me in public, you might be like, yeah, when you see me personally, you'll be like, yo, that dude might be 6'5", 6'6". You know what I'm saying? You know, but you guessing, you know what I'm saying? Me and CP the Artist, I'm taller than CP the Artist. I don't know what CP the Artist was talking about. CP the Artist said he's 6'6". And he must have had some of them shoes that Prince be wearing.
You know he exaggerates.
That's my guy. I'm joking with him, man. I'm joking with CP the Artist, man. But
I miss CP the Artist. Swing through, CP. Where you at, baby? Long time.
Yeah, yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. He probably doing some of that artist stuff. You know how artists are, bro.
I don't know, but I'll learn one day.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to do the Benny of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, man. So when you see somebody, you can easily be like, yeah, that dude, like, he look like he about 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", something like that. You know what I'm saying? But nobody ever say he looked like he 5'8", 6'1". You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't, you know. So saying RJ is taller might be true, or it might be that he corrected his posture going to the basket. That was a problem.
Him and Knox gets really small around the bucket.
Right. And the thing that I dislike about RJ going to the basket is his explosion was never vertical, it was horizontal.
Yeah,
right?
He was always on the Euro. Everything's the Euro. Step back.
Right. So his explode, and I'm not saying he has a lot of it, but I'm saying what he does have, what he does use, it's always been like horizontal and directional on the floor, never up in the air to get over the top of people. And I know some of it is there because MSG put out a dunk package for RJ Barrett. And you saw some of the dunks. And some of these dunks were like chest to chest with dudes taller than him. And some of them were with two hands. And you know you got to be a leaper if you dunk in with two, because coaches used to always say 2 hands for safety, right? When you dunking. If you're going to dunk, because, you know, GI might be a smidge younger than I am, so he might not remember this, but coaches back in my day didn't like one-hand dunks.
Man, listen. They wanted to plus you had a better opportunity to make it.
Yeah. And so the two-hand dunks. That's you. If you couldn't dunk with 2 hands, you couldn't dunk. You know what I'm saying? And layups, they want you to go up with 2 hands.
I was about to say, why are you leaving out layups? You beat me to it.
Yeah, man. So I mean, he was dunking on people with 2 hands. So you like, yo, you know what? This right here is something. You know, and there's some explosion in there somewhere, just not a lot of it. So we don't want to give him credit for skills he don't have. At the same time, we don't want to kind of discredit his abilities on the floor. You know. So if maybe it's his posture, like going towards the basket, you know, is what's making him look taller. But we'll see at what height the Knicks list him at this upcoming season. You know, I saw somebody in the chat say they believe RJ Barrett is 6'9". I don't know how accurate that is, but we'll see. So, GI, we have a basketball league going on.
Oh yeah, fantasy.
Yes.
I want in.
All right. I put the link in the chat. Let me put the link in the chat again.
So I'm hoping. I honestly, I'm gonna wait. But if there's any chance that they can extend Mitchell Robinson on a sweetheart deal for the Knicks, and he stays healthy, Leon Rose will be he'll have RJ Barrett. I don't think RJ is gonna get a max though either though. But that we'll get there when we get there. But that means we have Mitch, RJ, Julius, Fournier. I'm Rose and Rose and Kimber are a little too old for me to have in 2-year plans. 2 years from now.
Right.
Julius, the young boys, quickly Toppin. Yo, you see this team together in a couple years, man. Listen, with other teams feeling desperate, other guys getting old, man, we get a free agent here, free agent there. This. I see the makings of. I actually see the slow build. Even though we got Julius, he'll just have to, he listen. For Julius to take the deal he took, he showed he's committed to New York City. Period.
Right.
It's over. Whatever they told him behind the scene, he believes in.
Right. Hey, you know what? So here's the thing with Mitch. Based on what I heard from Jeremy Cohen from Knicks Film School, right? He said, I believe this is what he said.
Jonathan Cohen.
No. Jeremy.
Oh, name's Jeremy?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. Jeremy. No. Jonathan Macri.
Macri.
Macri is the dude that come on the show. Cohen is the young guy.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them dudes now. It's a bunch of them dudes. But Cohen says the max that Mitchell Robinson can sign for is 4 years, $51 million. That's the max extension that he can get. 4 years, $51 million. And let me see if I can find a calculator on this thing. So 51 divided by 4 is 12.75 mil per season. I don't think Mitch is taking that. I think what Mitch is going to do is go into the offseason and field the best offers, right? But never fear, because the Knicks can match or exceed what other teams offer in order to retain Mitchell Robinson, because they have his bird rights and his early bird rights. Right? So they can offer him 4 years, 51 mil. 4 years, 51 mil is what they can offer. Right? And he can turn that, or not turn it down, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's a good situation for the Knicks to be in. Are you saying he could get more? So he couldn't get more out of the open market then? Could he get more in the open market?
Yeah, he can definitely get. Hey, man, there's no cap on him in the open market. In the open market, he can get whatever he wants. But since Mitch is a second-round pick, according to the CBA, the max he can sign for is 4 years, $51 million to extend his current contract. Now, if his current contract expires and he goes into free agency, the sky is the limit for what he can take, or he can be Nerlens Noel or Dennis Schroeder.
Not the sky, because CBA still has thresholds on how much you can make based upon your years of service.
Yeah. And according to if you made the All NBA team, if you made All NBA defense, and all of that stuff.
He didn't do none of that though.
Yeah. So we'll see what they can offer. You know, we'll see what they're gonna offer him. If I'm the Knicks though, I don't feel comfortable offering him that 4 at 51. I would offer him more money than that. Right? Because even Robert Williams, who only started 17 games for his career, is making more money than that. And you are ready. And you know what? And so I have a rant pent up inside me about how the Knicks did Mitchell Robinson dirty with them dirty contracts they had Mitch playing on. Bro, I'm so hot about that. Right? I think they took advantage of this country boy and had him playing for pennies. Right? Had him playing for pennies and could have renegotiated and didn't. And to be honest with you, if I'm Mitchell Robinson, if I make it to the door, if I'm Mitch, this is Uncle Freezy being Mitch. If I make it to the door, I'm gone forever. You know what I'm saying? It's c'est la vie. It's freedom.
But he might have to make it to the door in order to make the money he wants.
Yeah, hey man, listen, because it's one thing being a fan, and there's one thing being human, right? And so I'm human first. You got cats coming, man. You signed, man. Gi, how you gonna? I'm trying not to cuss, right? But how the hell you gonna sign Norvell Pell to a contract, and it's about the same money as you paying Mitchell Robinson?
Well, I always said this Mitch Robinson thing is we're just kicking the can down the road. But if at the end of the day he has a great season, he'll make whatever he wants. And fans, that's why they don't understand the numbers. They keep talking about, I'm not signing Mitch for more than $12 million. Let Mitch have a great season, man. Mitch is gonna make whatever he can make next year as his years of service.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna make.
Yeah, my fear is that the relationship is already ruined. Right? I think the relationship was ruined 2 years ago. Right? When Mitch was going through agents 2 years ago to try to get out of this stupid deal, and the Knicks wouldn't budge. Now, was it fiscal responsibility on their part? Yes. Because they have to protect the owner's money. Right? But was it the wrong thing? Was it the right thing to do? Wrong. It was not the right thing to do, because at the end of the year last year, they had salary cap money to give away, and they wind up signing Luca Vildoza. They had about $14 million in money, and they could have gave that money to Mitch, and they didn't. Right? They didn't. They dispersed that money. They dispersed that money all kind of ways, right? Saving the owner from not going over the salary cap, right? If I'm Mitch, bro, if I get to the door, I'm gone. There is I'm not signing. For one, I'm not doing that 4 years, $51 million. I'm not taking $12.75 million when Robert Williams, who don't even start.
So then what you're saying is Mitch is gone. That's what you're saying, because he's getting to the door.
What I'm saying is the Knicks better have somebody at the door, right? Like, Mitch, listen, don't go, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? I know this whole thing did not play out the way you wanted, but here's how we gonna make it right. 4 years, 17 per. 4 years, 18 per. Because what they did, because GI, it's not just bad in NBA money. And see, I'm trying not to cuss, bro. If it was just me and you on the telephone, listen, man. If it was just me and you standing outside, you know what I'm saying? Just you and I, man, But G.I., how in the world are you going to pay this dude pennies in New York City? Bro, do you know how expensive it is to live in the tri-state area?
Bro, Mitch is in a duplex in Fort Lee, bro.
And listen, and for those that don't know what G.I. is talking about, that's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not where you would imagine an NBA player would be at. It make me sick to my stomach.
They're worth about $600,000, but that's all he can afford.
Right. He probably barely making pay. He ain't making $600,000. I know my man ain't well, he probably bringing home more than that. And I ain't trying to count his bread, but I'm gonna count his bread. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, he made 1.7 something mil with the Knicks last year and money, right? It just I think it's base salary plus some type of bonuses or whatever, right? Bro, half of that going to the man. Half of that going to the man, bro. The man get half that off top. The man, like, I ain't even put on a Knicks jersey and have that, man. And then he got to eat, drive, live, commute, all of that in the New York tri-state area as an NBA player. And then dumb, I ain't gonna call them dumb Knicks fans. I'm gonna just say uneducated Knicks fans would be like, well, the Knicks would give him more money if he could stay healthy. You know what? Well, if he was making more money, he can afford to pay for private chefs and masseuses and personal trainers, but he can't because he only bringing home half of 1.7. LeBron spent 1.7 on his meal prep alone. Come on.
Now you're spitting facts, homie.
What? And they like, why Mitch can't stay healthy? Well, for one, he can't stay healthy because he can't afford to do all the stuff that other superstars do. When you give him more bread, he can do more stuff.
Those are all facts, homie.
Yeah, Gregory Castillo hit me with a. I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that in a long time, Gregory Castillo. I ain't heard it. My man said Mitchell Robinson wearing white t-shirts. And so a girl told me that one time. She was like, y'all broke dudes wearing white t-shirts 6 days a week. And it didn't dawn on me what she was saying. It didn't dawn on me at first what she was saying, bro. She was like, y'all broke dudes wearing white t-shirts 6 days a week. And so we get home, I'm like, why she said we wear white t-shirts 6 days a week? And she was like, crazy, the Fruit of the Loom shirts come in a 6-pack. And I'm like, bro, girls are slick, bro. Women can be slick with the mouth sometimes, man. But all right, so I'm having something going on with Twitch. I don't know. It's Twitch and StreamYard. So here's the thing. It's a shame, man. They plucked this kid, this old country boy out of Louisiana, an athletic freak, no exposure to the city. You could tell he didn't know what to do with his career because he dropped out of school. His uncle was his trainer. He had 6 agents. And so they took advantage of this kid, paying this dude nothing, right? And then when they had the opportunity to negotiate, they didn't in good faith, but then talking about doing players right. How are you doing players right and Mitchell Robinson is making 1 point?
Yo, Freeze, that's my daughter. I got to run. I'll hit you back.
All right. This right here is, and I didn't mean to go on no tangent about Mitchell Robinson, but facts are facts. And y'all know all of these things, man. Y'all know the Knicks are doing Mitchell Robinson dirty. They doing him dirty, bro. They doing him dirty. I mean, they brought in Taj Gibson for $5 million a year, and he ain't even gonna play. Felipe 210, what's good? Hey, Keyshawn, what's good, man? What's good? Greenhouse is in the building. Knicks Tape 95, what's good? Crazy bag either. He hasn't given us a full season. That's the point. How he gonna give you a full season and he can't even afford to do nothing? You pay Taj Gibson ain't gave you a full nothing, and you paid him $5 million a year. Come on. Come on, man. I mean, I wish I had somebody here that knew what compassion and empathy is. I wish I knew some people. Everything can't be hardline business. Some things have to be done in what we call faith. You got to have faith in some people, right? You see the potential. You see the potential. You paid Frank's entire contract. You paid Frank's entire contract and didn't get nothing in return. Yet, this kid, Mitchell Robinson, shows you promise, and you don't pay him diddly poo. Don't even come to the table to renegotiate. You don't even come to the table and be like, you know what, Mitch, these next 2 years, how about we do this, Mitch? How about we do this, Mitchell Robinson? How about we tear up them last 2 years, $3 million, and do 2 years, $12 million? Keyshawn says business comes first. Exactly. That's exactly why Taj Gibson was brought in on the vet minimum, and then they tore it up and gave him a raise to $5 million. Business comes first. Business comes first. When you brought Taj in, you're like, yo, Taj, we're gonna bring you in 1 year for the vet minimum, and then you tear it up and give Taj 2 years, $10 million. And that's business. Business come first. Business comes first. You bought Taj in on a vet minimum, which would have been about 2.7 for Taj or whatever. But you tear it up like, nah, Taj, we love you, Taj. We love you, Taj. We're gonna tear that up and give you 2 years, $10 million. And you got Mitch playing for 1.8. Half that going to the man, and then he live in the New York tri-state area. Y'all pay $30 for pizza. Y'all pay $30 for a pizza pie. And y'all talking about, well, you know, Mitch gotta prove it. Greenhouse says veterans in any industry know you don't fix a problem sustainably by throwing money at it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Mitch is not a problem. How all of a sudden y'all gonna say Mitchell Robinson is a problem? What are we talking about? Now Mitch is a problem. So the Knicks get called out. The Knicks get called out for doing something dirty. And all of a sudden, we flip it onto Mitchell Robinson. Mitch is a problem. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's start doing the right things by these guys. You don't think other people looking at stuff like this? You don't think other free agents are looking at this situation with Mitch? He fired Clutch Sports. He fired Clutch because Clutch and them couldn't get him out of it. Right? Clutch could have got Nerlens Noel the bag, right? Nerlens Noel was in a similar situation, and they botched it up, right? Illmatic says some Knicks fans are cheap as hell. LOL. And the thing is, they cheat for all the wrong reasons. Knicks fans are cheap for all the wrong reasons. You're like, don't pay Mitch, make him earn it. Yet you brought back Taj Gibson, who's going to be a bench riding mentor, and pay him 3 times as much as you paying Mitch, who may be the starter. Man, what are we talking about, man? I don't even know what we're talking about right now. What are we talking about, man? I don't even know. I don't even know what we're talking about right now. Man, what we even talking about? Not paying Mitch? Are we serious? Look, the Knicks are going to offer Mitch this 4 years, $51 million, and he going to turn it down like his collar. He going to be like, nah, bro, I'm good. And he going to turn it down. And Knicks fans are going to be like, oh, look at Nerlens Noel. Noel turned down money. Nah, bro, these situations are not similar. Nerlens Noel was a top 10 pick and made bread before he got to that contract, before he got to that offer. Mitch was never a first round pick. He never made bread. Listen, y'all, but if you think Mitchell Robinson don't have value on the open market, if you think Mitchell Robinson don't have value on the open market, y'all are going to be in for a surprise. So Greenhouse says Wasserman Group gives Marcel Scott a commission for steering Mitch to drop Clutch and join Wasserman. Let me go ahead and keep. Bro, this is the point. Okay. So what you're saying is Mitch is getting even a smaller amount of the money that the Knicks are contracted to pay him. That's all we're saying. This is what this thing is. Greenhouse is saying. So if Wasserman Group gives Marcel Scott a commission, you think Wasserman Group is paying that money out of their pocket? They paying that money out of Mitch's pocket. Mama said, don't trust you, says he lost his value when he came back and got hurt right away. Come on, friends. Okay. Right. All right. It's all right. Okay. All right. So Greenhouse, I get what you're saying. So Greenhouse says, what? No, I'm saying he didn't leave Clutch because of dissatisfaction. I'm saying he left because he was poached. So that's different. Okay. I get what you're saying there. I understand what you're saying. But still, you still have to pay people if you Mitchell Robinson. Mitch ain't making no money. My point is, Mitch ain't making no money. But I don't even know what we talking about though. This whole thing about all the details in this Mitchell Robinson thing don't prove the case for the Knicks, right? My point is the Knicks should have corrected this 2 years ago, and they didn't. Alawai says, you teaching now, I just hope you don't lose Mitch because they want to play with his money, of all people. Bro, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to put y'all up on game for real. This whole thing about the Knicks point guard search was not just a point guard search. This used to be a point guard and center search. After Pat Ewing left, who was the best center to ever play for the? Who was the best center to play for the Knicks since the Pat Ewing trade? And if you say Tyson Chandler, you proven my point. Who's the best center to play in the pivot since Patrick Ewing was traded? And I know y'all are itching to say Tyson Chandler. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say Tyson Chandler so I can laugh. Go ahead and say Tyson Chandler. I know y'all want to because he's the best answer. Come on. This conversation didn't just used to be, well, the Knicks need to find a point guard. It used to be the Knicks need to find a point guard and a center. This used to be the Knicks need to find a point guard and a center. That used to be the conversation. And I know y'all like, man, Uncle Freezy bugging out, man, because I loved Andrea Bargnani. I loved Jason Smith. I loved Luke Cornett. Man, I loved Robin Lopez. No. My favorite was Kevin Seraphin. That was my favorite. Come on. Come on, man. I wish there was a Knicks fan in the house that could see where I'm coming from. I wish there was a diehard Knicks fan in the building that could see where I'm coming from. Because the issue is not Mitchell Robinson. A couple people in the chat said you can't throw money at the problem. Well, for one, Mitchell Robinson is not the problem. It's how you handled Mitch. That is the problem. Alawan says, you know you loved Lou Almondson. Ponytail. I know y'all love the ponytail. Oh, here go another one. Hey, Norvell Pell. Norvell Pell played 8 minutes before he broke his hand and it looked like a SpongeBob cartoon. And I know y'all love Norvell Pell. Come on. Come on. Mitchell Robinson is not a problem. They took that country boy right out of high school, right? And he enrolled for college, but he didn't go. He didn't stay. They took a naive young kid and took advantage of him. Gave him that wet contract, Scott Perry. It was genius at the time, Scott Perry. It was genius at the time, but now at some point you like, you know, you just can't do people like that. You just can't do people like that, man. Dude, how are you gonna bring in Norvell Pell and pay him the same amount of money as Mitchell Robinson? You're gonna pluck a random dude off the street and pay him the same amount as Mitch, and think when Mitch hit the door, he gonna look out. You think Mitch gonna go through all this stuff and then hit free agency and be like, I'm gonna give the Knicks a hometown discount. I'm saying, because as Knicks fans, and listen, my thing is not to make y'all believe my point, right? My thing about doing this is to listen to y'all, and we all share in the conversation. But sometimes our conversations get so tainted with mainstream media stuff that we forget that before we were Knicks fans, we were human beings. We forget that before the Knicks made the playoffs and before we started buying all this Knicks swag and before we started these YouTube channels and before we started having these in-depth conversations, we were human beings. We were husbands, some wives. We were sisters and brothers. We were neighbors, co-workers, friends. We were all of that stuff, right? And y'all see Mitch on his bad contract, and people are like, I need to see him prove it another year. Really? Okay. Maybe you like Cole Aldrich and Norvell Pell. Maybe you like Luke Cornett. Maybe you like Lou Amundsen, Jason Smith, Kevin Seraphin, Robin Lopez. Maybe you like all of those dudes. When you drafted Mitchell Robinson in the second round from day one, the center conversation was over. The day you drafted Mitchell Robinson, you were no longer looking for the center of the future. The day you drafted Mitchell Robinson in the second round, the search for center was over. Knicks fans, you can hide your head in the sand if you want, but our two problems for 20 years had been, who are we going to have play point guard and who are we going to have play center? You drafted Mitchell Robinson, and for 3 years, all we had to focus on was point guard. Hey, David Parker, thank you for the super chat, platter. David Parker says, thank you for reining my spirits while I'm in the hospital. Pay Mitch, Bim. Hey, bro, you in the hospital, man? Hey, man, get better, bro. Hey, man. Hey, David Parker, I hope for real, no doubt. This ain't no joke, man. I'm talking to you. Man, I hope you feel better. Get better, bro. Them hospitals ain't no place to be. Get yourself better. Get yourself better, man. I'm hoping that the people there can help get you better so that you can get back to your people and get back to you know what I'm saying, the comfort that you're used to. That's real. That's from a human being, from one human being to another that happens to be Knicks fans. Danielle says, LOL, he does need to prove it. People keep saying his deal is bad. He got took there on a chance we had. He needs to play more to get more bread. Really? Okay. I got you, Daniel. I got you. I understand what you're saying. I got what you're saying. I got you. And when the Knicks start playing, when the Knicks search for center starts all over again, you're gonna remember what you said. We're gonna remember what you said. Right? You're gonna be the main one talking about give Dwayne Dedmon 4 years, $99 million. I don't know why Mitch left. Pay Dwayne Dedmon 4 years, $99 million. That's you. Hey, David Parker, we mean that, bro. We mean that because sometimes we do this. Sometimes we do this thing. We get on, and no lie, I am as entertained by the chat as y'all are entertaining to yourselves, right? Like this family thing that we got, this community that we got, it is not just so that I can sit here and dominate with a monologue. I don't like doing that, right? Like I tell cats behind the scenes, man. Behind the scenes, I never wanted to be the Notorious B.I.G. I never wanted to be Biggie. I never wanted to be 112 or Mace. I never wanted to be Faith or whoever. I always wanted to be Diddy. Like I just wanted to organize the stuff and back away from you know what I'm saying, the bright lights and all that stuff. But right now, since we're so young, I'm forced to be out here. This ain't like, you know what I'm saying, my personality or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But until we get to that place, I gotta do the shiny suit thing like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So Adele Chapman says, with Noel already being paid, if we sign Mitch, we flip Noel. Also salute to you, showing the love to him. Yep. Hey man. Hey, that's what we do. See, the thing about a Knicks channel, and thank you for the super chatter platter, right? The thing about us having a Knicks community is where we commune. Is where we come and kick it. Where we come and hang out. And sometimes you're gonna hear wild takes, but it's just like when your cousin come from somewhere and they say something crazy. You're like, hey, you crazy. You know? Mama said, don't touch you, says Mitch is injury prone and can't stay out of foul trouble. Okay. You'll see. Thank you for the super chatter platter, by the way. You'll see. DSJ says Diddy wanted to be a star too. Hey man, I ain't really. Yeah, I'm talking about early on Diddy. I'm not that. I don't want to be. And well, I'm not gonna say that. My preference is not to be out front. So Miss Geraldine says, why do we need Cat when we can pay Mitch? Like I said, we're gonna pay other teams' players, but not our own. Interesting point. Interesting point. And so Mr. Jackson says he stayed out of foul trouble the season just passed. Right. I don't know where the foul trouble conversation come from. I hadn't looked at his fouls per game. I didn't think it was an issue. I didn't think it was an issue. I just didn't feel like that during the season. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. You know, things are what they are. But what I am concerned with is the fact that the Knicks haven't paid Mitch. The Knicks haven't paid Mitch. They signed, and listen, they signed Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and Scal BCA last summer to training camp contracts and cut them. They signed veterans to training camp contracts and cut them and didn't pay Mitch. So Knicks Take 95 says, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Leon Rose, is going to make the right decision. We hope so. Because what I will say is this. If they let Mitch walk, if they let Mitchell Robinson walk, if they let Mitch get on the other side of that door, he's not coming back. And why would he? I'm gonna use movies and stuff as an example, right? Say all of us are working in the same place, and movies and stuff sees Quiet Money getting a raise. He sees Subliminal 209 getting a raise. He sees Uncle Freezy getting a raise, DSJ getting a raise, Jarvis LaFleur getting a raise. And since movies and stuff didn't go to college, but he's more productive than everybody I mentioned. And he come to Uncle Free, he come to the front office and be like, yo, how come they getting paid and I'm not getting paid? Well, you didn't go to college. What? That's the same thing as the you didn't get picked in the first round conversation. You're stuck with a bad contract because you're a second round pick. You're punishing a man in the NBA because where he was drafted. So all of his NBA production means nothing because you want to pay him because he got drafted in the second round. So how would movies and stuff feel when he see everybody getting bread, right? Movies and stuff is more productive than everybody, right? Everybody else is getting paid. Movies and stuff like, yo, I got a terrible contract. When am I getting paid? Hey, bro, use a second round pick, bro. Y'all know that ain't fair to movies and stuff. Y'all know that ain't fair. Jarvis LaFleur says, I really hope we keep Mitch. We need him, especially on defensive end. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Hey, movies and stuff is like LOL, but you know that LOL is not. He like. Hey, otherwise says movies and stuff got to prove it. Yeah, man. Hey, so DSJ says the Mitchell Robinson personal fouls game this year was 2.8. Previous season he was at 3.2 fouls per game, and that's down from 4-something fouls, I think. Yeah, man. So before I went off on this tangent, I didn't mean to get all preachy, but what sometimes we have to emphasize stuff, right? Sometimes the minutia is not exactly minutia. Sometimes the boring details are not exactly the boring details, right? The fact that we were like with Evan Fournier, we like, what do we give him? 18 million, 20 million, 18 million, 20 million. Well, if he stands on 20 million, we'll give him to him. Bro, are you serious? That small amount of plus and minus is more than Mitchell Robinson makes the whole season. about these things, man. 48 wants 20. The Knicks said 18. They haggling 18, 20, 18, 20, 18, 20. That $2 million may or may not be a make or break for him, right? But that's more than Mitchell Robinson makes the entire season. Hey, movies and stuff, they say you injury prone. Yo, y'all bugging. Yeah. Y'all bugging out, man. But what I'm saying is since when have the Knicks been in a position where they can say, hey, young, up and talented freak athlete, high upside center, you got to prove it to us that you're an NBA player. What? Y'all don't remember Enes Kanter? What? I don't get it. I don't get it. Nick Tape says we needed 48 though. If I had to watch Bullet travel on the fast break again, I probably cut my cable off. Right? I feel you. I'm not saying the 48 deal was not a good one. What I'm saying is the margins, the negotiation margins, is more than what Mitchell Robinson makes in an entire season. That negotiating margin is more than Mitchell Robinson brings home in 2 NBA seasons. Mitchell Robinson would have had to play 2 NBA seasons to bring home that money. Hard Will, what's good, man? So am I salty about how they doing Mitch? Yes. Do I understand why they're doing Mitch like that? Yes. Would I understand it if Mitchell Robinson left? Yes. Main Source had a song back in the day. Looking at the front door? Yes, that's Mitchell Robinson in my opinion. He gone. I believe he gone. He looking at the front door. If they crack that door for him to leave, he is as good as gone. Y'all remember that Main Sauce song from back in the day? We fight every night, and that's not kosher. I reminisce with Bliss before we was closer. Yeah, like I said, so immature, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm looking at the front door. So, but it came out like 30 years ago, man. Yeah, man. Y'all remember that? That's an old main Source song, man. You know. So the thing is, am I salty with the way the Knicks are handling Mitchell Robinson? Yes, I'm human. Do I understand how business works and how certain line items affect the bottom line? Yes, I do understand that. But I do understand employee retention and valued employees. When an employee is valuable to your organization and is adding value to your organization, you have to retain them by certain means, whether it's giving them power within your organization or giving them money. What is their motivation? You got to speak to them on what their motivation is, right? Because you'd like to retain them. But this thing with Mitch, I think this thing might be over. You know, would I like to see Mitch stay? Yes. Do I think 4 years, $51 million is an underpay? I believe it is. I believe it is. So Miss Geraldine says, Freezy, watch when he turned them down and they're going to trade them for peanuts and tell us what it was a good trade. Right. I'm telling you, I'm saying they better not slander his name either. Because they picked that country boy, and you could tell they ain't know nothing about business. They know nothing about business. They got thrust into this business world only because of his God-given gifts. Right? Right? They and listen, and y'all and some people in the chat will be like, yo, Uncle Freezy is on that, oh, woe is me. He should have hired a better guy and all of that stuff. Well, everybody don't come from that, bro and gals. Everybody don't come from that professional thing where they know how to make every decision in a professional way, or the best professional decision right offhand. Some of us, me included, need to try and fail and try and fail and try and fail. Right? Some of us need to try and fail so that we can learn. And then once we learn, we can pass our trials and failures, those disciplines, onto others. But for those that have never been in a situation to try and fail, they don't know how to go forward. Subliminal 209 says, how many times are we going to let a unicorn go? How many times are we going to let a unicorn go? And listen, and y'all think cats like Zion Williamson is going to look at stuff like this and be like, yeah, that's where I want to go. And even worse, you think RJ Barrett is getting his ankles taped up, looking across the room at Mitch going through this and be like, this is where I want to stay? You brought back Derrick Rose on a 4 years, $43 million. 4 years, $43 million for Derrick Rose, when you drafted 2 point guards, signed one last year, and then got Kemba Walker. So you have 5 point guards, and you brought back Derrick Rose for 3 years, $43 million, and then look at the room across from Mitch and be like, yeah, you got to prove it, bro. Quiet Money, and Quiet Money, what's good? Quiet Money says, setting a bad precedent if they do Mitch like that. Bro, Mitch, if they let Mitch get to the exit, it's c'est la vie. So L Train says, do you think Mitch cut ties with his agent? But I think it's all about bad blood between him and Tibbs because of some old stuff. That may be. I mean, you know what? The coach-player relationship is going to be one that goes through ups and downs and all that stuff. But your contract was legally binding in court. That's something different. Because you, as a player, you could go to Tibbs and be like, hey, coach, listen, you only played me 12 minutes the other night, man. I got 30 in me. What's good? And he'll be like, yeah, I'll give you a couple of more minutes tonight. And then you could work him up to 30 with your play. But a contract, that says I'm gonna pay you 1.725000 this year. Ain't no change in that. So I understand we have a lot of takes about people getting paid and contracts and speculating about what somebody should take and blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to tell you that the circumstances leading up to today, and today is not a major event, right? It's not a major event. Mitch didn't say nothing to nobody. You know, what I'm saying is I guess what I'm getting at is I think the Knicks should do something. Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Yo, I'm gonna step off the screen for a split second to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Yeah, man. Anthony D says, what you wonder now? What? Is that patois? What you wonder now? Quiet Money says, what I realized is that big market Knicks have quietly become small market movement. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm frustrated, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. The thing with Mitch has been bothering me for years. For years, man, because I don't believe you do people like that, man. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? You bringing in bums, and we know they bums, and you paying them more than Mitch. And then the thing is, too bad, you got to play out your deal. It's legally binding. That's a sucker move, man. So what do we think about Nerlens Noel's situation? It's complicated. Nerlens Noel, in my opinion, could be and should be a starter on an NBA team. Not a high-end starter, not a top 15 starter, but a bottom 15 starter in the NBA. I think Nerlens Noel can start for the Sacramento Kings. He could start for the Spurs. Thank you. You ready to go get some lunch? You ready to go get some lunch? That's Miss Mocha, y'all. Hey, Mr. AD, what's good?
Uncle Freezy.
Hey, bro, what's good?
And I do mean Uncle Freezy.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Freezy.
man.
Freezy, you be on your 1-2, Freezy. I can't with you, yo.
1-2 step, 1-2 step. Yep.
Let me since you brought out the main source, let me get you how it begins, how the lyrics begins. We fight every night, baby. That's not kosher. I reminisce on bliss on when we was closer, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna keep having this fight with Mitch Robinson because you want to break the bank for Mitch Robinson.
No, that's not what I said.
It certainly just feels like it.
No, that's him. That's implied. That's implied that the pendulum must swing at its extended points at both ends. But what we forget is when the pendulum reaches as far as it can go on one end, just to go to the other end, there is a journey in the middle, and that's where I am with Mitchell Robinson. I'm not at one end or the other. The Knicks not paying that man is one end. Mitch getting the complete bag is the other end. What I'm saying is get off one end and get in the middle, man. Come on.
But who do you want to do that? You want Mitch to get in the middle, or you want the Knicks to get into the middle?
I want them to get in the middle, right? But Mitch may be like, yo, I've been on one end for so long that I want to know what the other end feels like.
Here's the thing, Freezy. Mitch has not put in consistent work, in my eyes, to feel like the Knicks owe him something.
Right.
Remember, from the moment he got here, that regime ingratiated themselves to him. Mitch was doing specials on MSG.
Right.
Mitch is, co-hosting this, co-hosting that. They got him on the USA Team Select, right? He decided he didn't want to go. Right. This, that, and the third. They were moving in a way of Mitch is going to be like the cornerstone.
A star.
Right.
It was done to raise his star, yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't like this management looked at him like he's a problem. No. They recognize this is an uber athletic dude that has some talent in the future.
And a personality to match if you get to know him.
And a personality to match, not the same aloof dude with the worst suit I've ever seen anybody put on for a press conference.
Are you serious? What was that?
Ever.
Bro, but you know what happened when you broke? You make bad decisions.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. But we can't keep saying that he makes bad decisions because he's broke, because he ain't broke no more.
He ain't broke.
He ain't broke no more. Right? He's been cashing an NBA check. And the worst thing you can do in any league for any player is to watch what the other man is making, because that's what his agent was able to negotiate.
Right. But that's real life, bro. That's for regular Joes like you and I. And that's old school personalities say you can't keep up with the Joneses.
You can't. And it severs relationships when you go into the locker room and you're talking about what another man made. That's his money. That's his family. For his family, he got his agent to protect his dough. Right. My thing is, Mitch, the better you play between now and the trading deadline, the more money you'll make.
Of course.
See what I'm saying?
Of course.
Be consistent. But if you don't, for the mere fact that Mitch is a second round player.
Oh, here we go.
They do not have a bird's right bag on him.
Yes, they do.
You see?
Yeah,
they do?
Yeah.
I'm mistaken? Okay.
They do. Not only do they have bird right, they have his early bird right also.
Okay, but he can only get but so much money.
Right, but before the trade, so he can only be offered 4 years, $51 million as a contract extension. That's his max. That's the max they can offer.
That sounds fair to me. What would he want them to do? What would he want them to do? Allow him to become a free agent? That sounds fair to me. For the work that Mitch has already put in, that sounds fair.
Right, but you're not paying him for the work he put in. You paying him for the work he's gonna put in, because you paying him $1.8 million this year for the work he's gonna put in for this year.
But the Knicks can't usurp the rules.
No, I know that. I know. I'm with you.
Like, so what's supposed to happen? He's supposed to sign that contract and get upset because that's all the Knicks could offer him? If they offer him that amount?
No, what they could have done is talk to him and his agent across from a table in a conference room. I'm sure MSG has a conference room, right? And they could have declined his team option and agreed to a contract this summer.
Okay,
but
here's the problem.
They picked up the option 2 years in a row for chump change.
Yes, and I would have as well. Because here's the problem when you do things like that on the arm. When you do things, you negotiate like that. You remember Carlos Boozer with Cleveland?
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
That Paxton still doesn't have a job in the NBA. Why? Because him and Carlos Boozer's agent was talking that, well, you're a second round pick and you've outplayed your contract. We want to keep you and LeBron right here. We're going to open the door to allow you to become an unrestricted free agent, and we're going to be able to sign you back to a contract. What did Carlos Boozer and his agent do?
I'll tell you exactly what they did. I'll tell you exactly what they did. We fight every night, and that's not kosher. We reminisce with Blizz before we was closer.
There you go.
And we ended in an argument again. You act like it's so immature because I'm looking at the front door.
Okay.
Right?
This is business.
But the Boozer thing, just like Mitch, could have been handled before you get to unrestricted free agency. And Cleveland didn't handle Boozer's thing, and they let Boozer reach the front door.
You know how many guys we seen get the bag, Freezy? And this is from all sports, get the bag, and once they got the bag, they became fat? Look at Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell, when I remember him at LSU, he had a big game. He had a big arm. He got $30 million guaranteed and checked into a Kentucky Fried Chicken and never came out.
It never came out. He the dude that pulled his chair up to the buffet.
Yes.
Like, bro, you ain't supposed to pull your table up to the buffet, bro.
That's it.
I get what you're saying. Giants fans know that story well. They signed a running back like that. They had a running back named Brandon Jacobs. You remember you remember Brandon Jacobs?
Yes. Evergreen
G just looked at me sideways. He must be a Giants fan.
Evergreen G, what up?
Peace and love, family. Yes, I am a Giants fan, but it's kind of like I don't watch football anymore, so I don't claim it. But yes, I'm a Giants fan. So as soon as you say big body Brandon,
yeah,
you know that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. That kind of that hurts a little bit.
Y'all remember Eddie Lacy? Y'all remember Eddie Lacy from the Green Bay Packers?
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, when you spend this money, free agency and spending this money is a tricky thing. The Jets just gave Carl Lawson some $35 or $40 million up front, right?
Right. Okay.
He gets hurt in an intra-squad game.
Right.
Not just get hurt, he tears his Achilles.
Right.
For a football player, tears his Achilles. Now they're gonna have to eat that $40 million because he's not gonna be ready for a whole nother year at least.
Bro, that's workman's compensation. He got hurt at work. He didn't get hurt at the club.
Okay.
And so I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is this. And so shout out to Keyshawn, who's a Eddie Lacy fan. He remember Eddie Lacy getting that 3-year, $30-something million thing, and then came to training camp weighing 289, and was like, "But I don't weigh 300." No, you don't. You're right. 289 is less than 300.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Hey, Evergreen T, you remember Jerome Bettis?
From Pittsburgh, of course.
Yeah. You remember the bus? They called him the bus. Yeah.
But
Big Bus Bettis. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, man. Jerome Bettis.
He's a monster.
I don't weigh 300 pounds. Really,
And that's
bro?
who everybody thought. That's who everybody thought Brandon Jacobs was gonna be. They was like, well, since Brandon Jacobs gained all that weight, maybe he could be Jerome Bettis. And then, yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
It's hard to. It's not everybody that gets that money, and the motivation and the desire is still there because you've never got that money before. Freezy, right now, if somebody dropped $1 million at your doorstep, you're going to go bonkers.
Yep.
You're going to go bonkers. Miss Mocha, what you want? What you want right now?
So are you in the position? Are you holding the position that if Mitchell Robinson was to get a bag from us this year, say we give him a bag like right now, a nice little 4-year deal, whatever the money is irrelevant. Obviously, anything more than 1.5 is more than what he's had his entire career, right? So, are you saying that if Mitchell Robinson gets a bag right now, that we're gonna lose the quality player that we have within Mitchell Robinson because he's gonna be crazy, like he's gonna go nuts because he got a bag? Like, what's your position on that?
I'm saying it's always. I'm saying you can always get the Eddie Kane Jr. Remember Eddie Kane from the 5 Heartbeats?
Oh man!
Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall.
Dude,
he
remember
sounds
that?
He sounds terrible in the parking lot. He sounds terrible with that cab. He like, nights like this, I wish.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, Eddie.
Yeah.
You watched Eddie.
Choir boy was like, "Go home, man. Go home. Go home."
Okay.
Go home.
It can happen to where you can ruin yourself.
All right. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Mitch Robinson.
People don't want to.
Come on, Kev, you got. If you don't know what we talking about, you got to come in and listen, bro. You can't just. What are we talking about? Come on, bro. You killing. All right, whatever. Go ahead. Listen,
right, so two things, Evergreen. Evergreen. Number one, I know we're gonna be up against the time with Uncle Freeze, so I just wanted to get right into it. So that's why I asked what we talking about. Number two,
fair enough.
Me and my nemesis were talking about this last night on the pod couple. So last night. So my thing is extend him, and by All-Star break, if you're winning a number of games because of him, and he's on the cusp of if he's on the cusp of making defense all defense that year. And if he returns into an all-star, you lock him up by all-star break. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's not that you're wrong.
I agree with that.
But we're talking about once you get the bag, right?
Right.
The Knicks had a gentleman that they eventually had to trade. Why? After he got the bag, he went nuts. KP went nuts. He's out there in Latvia. He's out there in Latvia with dudes busting him in the head with beer bottles and all kind of craziness. Why? Because you got the bag. Everybody can't.
Yeah, but you gotta. That's a good comparison to make, or a good. It's a good way to look at it, but you gotta pay attention to what our front office looked like when he got that bag. That was a very volatile time in Knicks history. Yeah. And for example, if Mitchell Robinson was to get a bag, based off the vets that we have in the team and the no nonsense front office that we seem to have on this team, I wouldn't expect Mitchell Robinson to go nuts, especially since he's already trying to brand himself within New York City. Like
Yeah.
just having Mitchell Robinson's block party alone. Not that it was a crazy show, but you can tell that he at least has some people in his ear that saying, you're more than just an NBA player. Like
Right.
So I don't think Mitchell Robinson getting the bag is going to be remotely anywhere near what KP did when he went out to Latvia. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like I think Mitchell
yeah.
Mitchell Robinson getting the bag simply means that his entire family is moved out of Louisiana and
Right.
moved
And here's
to New York, as
right.
opposed to him going down to Louisiana.
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the
Okay.
bathroom.
Okay. And Evergreen, to your point, to your point, you look at the leadership that we have now, and it's nothing from what the leadership was back then with KP. I think if KP would have had that leadership that we have right now, he probably wouldn't have went off the deep end. But the thing about it also with KP was that his brother was, just acting a fool for him, So that's another thing.
Money changes people.
Yeah.
And a lot of it at one time can just totally distort your good common sense.
Yes. And AD, we didn't give KP the bag, did we? We didn't give him any money, right?
No, what we gave him was we gave him access to everything. You see, he had access to when KP was traded out of here, he was about to get his bag, right? His bag was coming regardless. But as soon as he got traded, what did you hear? You hear he had a sexual assault allegation.
Yeah.
He went over to Latvia.
Got rocked, got punched in the eye.
Him and some girls out there in Latvia, whatever, and because why? You're a young person, and we've all been that young person in the club, right. Or if not in the club, in wherever it's young and hot, we've all been there. And you are extremely just loose, and alcohol and young women can just absolutely produce a monster out of you.
That's right.
Imagine when you've got money to make it rain every day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but look at it like this though. Look at it like this, right? Everybody that's around him, like, all right, first and foremost, who is he going to be going out and partying with, right? He's not going to be going out and partying with RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is damn near going to get married soon. He's got his girl. He lives in his house. He's a grounded player, right? And Manu quickly is surrounded by his parents on a daily. Living in the city. Obi Toppin has got his girlfriend surrounded by his dad and his brother.
And about to be a father.
Right? So who's left? McBride's left, who he don't have no money. Grimes left, who he has a little comparable money to what Mitchell Robinson's got. Derrick Rose ain't partying with nobody. Kemba Walker's coming back to the city, but he ain't partying with nobody because if that's the case, his ass back up here when he came from Charlotte the first time. When he left Charlotte, he would have came here.
Exactly.
He's got nobody that is around him. There's nobody on this team or nobody that's around him that's living the young fast street life. So if he does get that bag, Kevin Knox ain't living a young fast street life. Don't nobody really like him like that.
That's right.
Ain't nobody rock with it. So I'm saying we can leave the benefit of the doubt out there, or we can go off and say, yep, Mitchell Robinson's gonna be that guy that's gonna be like, the party animal that Walt Clyde Frazier was all over the city in the 70s. We could say that. We don't know what was going on back then, but we could say that. But I'm just saying that it's unlikely for that to happen based off of the environment that Mitchell Robinson's in. I would like to give Mitchell Robinson the benefit of the doubt and say that, yes, he gets a bag, but he stays as grounded as you would think a guy is. He's already a socially awkward kind of guy anyway, right? It seems that way. He's a jokester. I don't think he's that guy that's
Yeah,
jumping around
yeah,
and
goofball.
partying like that. So
Yeah,
Okay, to that point right there, I'm on my movie references today, right? I just left Eddie Kane Jr. Let's slide over to David Ruffin, right? We saw The Temptations. After he sings My Girl, he rolls up with his own crew. He rolls up with his own friend. So who's that? That's my man Flip. Flip, who are you? You gonna love me once you get to know me. Then don't nobody know who the hell Flip was, right? Hey, Flip wasn't like one of the extra singers or somebody like that. Flip was some dude that you don't need. I used to go out so much that I made new friends wherever I went. Because if my old friends don't want to go out tonight, y'all married, whatever, okay. It don't take me nothing to get up and go make some new friends. Worse if I got a pocket full of money.
Right.
As a young person in New York City, that almost killed Michael Ray Richardson.
Almost killed him. Yeah.
That almost killed Bernard King. That can kill any young player if you don't have a team around you. And once you have a lot of money in your pocket, no one no longer tells you what to do. You tell them what to do. Why? Because they want to be around.
you just said it though.
That's what I'm saying.
You said
Kev, that's what
you
it's gonna
said
be
but
like
you
when
just said it. You
Blorange
said
Tears get big. When Blorange Tears blow up, that's what it's gonna be like. Kev gonna be trying to park up front. Kev, you gonna be like, Uncle Freezy, they won't even park my car.
Hey,
It's raining. It's raining.
Uncle
out here. I had to walk
Freezy,
down
Uncle Freezy is going to be Jamie Foxx's character from Dreamgirls, being the master of his whole empire.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
That's how that worked for a young player.
Yeah.
I would say this though. I don't expect Mitch to become somebody he's not if he comes into money. I think what will happen though.
So you don't think money's going to change him?
No, I don't think money changes these cats now like it did back in the day when.
Talk about like Allen Iverson and all them.
Yeah, no, like with Michael Ray Richardson and all of them.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like because nowadays money is not a mystery no more. With social media, you can see people are not. You remember legends, bro? You remember like in order for you to hear about, say for instance, right? My aunties them went to a James Brown concert, right? And James Brown then was outside of the thing after the thing was over. You know what I'm saying? Traffic was so heavy that afterwards or whatever, they James Brown then was outside smoking a cigarette, and my uncles and aunties them saw James Brown. Well, they talked to him, and the allure of that story, everybody was telling that story. But now, whoever the hottest entertainer is nowadays is on social media so much that you don't have a mystic lore about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I know that point seems convoluted, but what I'm saying is things don't impress people now like it used to impress people back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially things like houses and cars and jewelry and money. All that stuff don't impress people.
And staying out till like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, because back then, Reggie Jackson was the only millionaire and athlete in New York City, right? Now, how many millionaires you got in New York City? And how many millionaire athletes? Everybody except Mitch. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
people are still starstruck, Freezy. That's why these guys get into trouble after 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
because they're either starstruck because they like you, or they starstruck because they want to be like just like how you said. Everybody got money. Everybody think they got money, so they want to be. So they want to act a certain way, I can pop a bottle too. I can do this too. The one thing most young people are gonna be young.
Yeah.
More times than not, young people are gonna be young. Young people are gonna go out. Young people want to be with other young people doing young people things.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And you throw
I agree with
alcohol
that.
in the equation. Yeah, you throw alcohol in the equation.
I just look at it like this.
Now we have a new demon.
I'll say this. While all that may be true about what young people want and all that stuff, like I get it. I just, and I'm saying I think, right? I mean, I think both of our perspectives are, have a huge possibility of happening. One thing you said in comparison to, you said Bernard King, the stardom almost killed Bernard King, so to speak. But then you also said, anybody can succumb to that if they don't have a team around them. And all I'm saying is the Mitchell Robinson has the team around him to keep him grounded. If not anybody, Julius Randle's impact as a leader on the team. Not the leader of the team, but the leader on the team.
Right.
The guy that says, we're going to do things the way Kobe did things.
Right.
Kobe had his time out when he was younger and he was doing acting shows with Brandy and, all that other stuff. But Kobe, at the end of the day, was about his business and basketball. And Julius Randle seems to be that same thing. Not that he was cut from the same cloth, but he was made with the same fabric. He ain't cut from the same cloth, but he's made with the same fabric. Meaning Kobe molded him to being who he is. And right now, based off all the stories and things that we've read, Julius Randle seems to be the guy who's instilled that type of work ethic into all of the younger players. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're instilling that work ethic, ain't no time to be out there playing. Ain't no time to be out there jumping around and going to the club. And like the days of the tunnel is over. Nobody's going to the tunnel shut down years ago.
That's right.
Nobody's out there doing it big like that no more. Everybody, it's like this. Is it, when you walk into a room where there's a bunch of millionaires, everybody's a millionaire. So who are you to go crazy over, right?
Right.
But when you're surrounded by a group of people that you have like interests with, and all of them are millionaires, all you want to do is at least be like them, financially maybe. So I don't take out the fact that Mitchell Robinson could go crazy in the city and all. I'm not getting rid of that idea. I'm simply saying that based off of the entire system that is placed around Mitchell Robinson, that I don't see that happening. He may want it to happen, but I don't think even our team, the organization, will allow that stuff to happen.
We'll allow it.
I don't think they'll allow it to happen. And as soon as they give it, and I would even go so far as to say, if he gets the bag and he starts turning into that super starstruck player, I think he'll be traded. We don't want that. There's nobody on this team right now that has that type of that seems to have that type of mentality. You ain't heard nothing about nobody within the Knicks going out and partying all crazy. You're not hearing about any of that stuff.
Right.
Is it just that the team is being quiet, or is it that nobody's out there doing stuff? What is it? So I don't think Mitchell Robinson's gonna go crazy like that. I can't see it. There's nothing.
I think it's the people. What you just said. I think it's the people that it first starts with Leon Rose, and then the people he puts in. He put on his management staff, and then the coach that he hired, and then starting getting the players that fit what that culture that you're talking about. And if you look at all those players, just what you said, would you look at all the players up and down our roster, we don't have any of those problem players. So again, to your point, Evergreen, if Mitch did do that, what you're saying, if he did turn, let's call it turning to the dark side. If he did turn to the dark side, they get rid of that in a hurry.
Yeah.
They
We
get rid of that in a hurry.
don't have
What
no space for your Count Dooku's and your
Yeah,
Palpatines and your Vader. We don't
Palpatines.
have
Yeah,
no
none of
space
that.
for that. We don't
Yeah,
have
you
no
remember
space for
what?
His
that.
case.
You
Get rid
remember
of
what
them.
happened after Cleveland won their championship?
Say
You
again.
remember what? I said, you remember what happened after Cleveland won their championship with JR and Schumbert and all of them?
Yeah, they
I
well
don't
they
remember what
went.
happened to
Well,
JR was doing what he was doing when he was with Denver. So we can't that's an anomaly. Like that Denver team was already in turmoil, and then it got shaken up, and JR came to us. Shumpert got drafted, and he was here with Carmelo Anthony, who was on the verge of getting JR. Been JR. You can't use that as an example because JR came straight out of high school, right? Like
came out of
he
that was my
never
high school.
had that
My
structure.
high school. My high school,
What
St.
Mitch?
Benedict's.
He
What?
came, right.
Mitch
He
came
came.
straight out of
JR
high
came
school.
straight out of high school. He went to Denver. He got drafted. He got a little bit of a bag in Denver. He went nuts in Denver. He didn't have any guidance. That we can't use JR as an example, right? Like
No.
Mitchell Robinson has been. If you were to ever bring up a guy, what we would call the right way, a guy that's just like the steal of the draft. The guy didn't really play. He didn't play in college. They molded him for NBA. They said, look at this guy, look at his body, look what he has the potential to grow into, and they suffocated him in basketball and only basketball. Right? He hasn't been around that atmosphere to where he would even want to. Well, I would think at least that he would even want to venture off into those things. We can't use JR and Iman Shumpert winning a championship and going crazy and making that comparison to a guy getting the bag on a team that hasn't won anything yet.
Well,
But the team still has the foundation of
Yeah, Shump didn't go crazy. Shump was a homie guy. Shump was
Shump went homie after the initial celebration, and then he met his lady and they got married and they had their children and whatever. But at first,
Hey yo, Shump is on the Shy right now. If anybody watching the Shy,
at first,
Shump is doing his thing. Like Shump is doing his thing.
These NBA locker rooms are not the ground of, well, everybody it's a fraternity and all is well. You turn your back, they're taking your woman. You turn your back, it's a problem. And that's always been the situations in the NBA or in any professional locker room.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right? So
well, all of the players on our team got women. All of them. They got, and when I say got women, I don't mean like they're surrounded in women. I'm saying that they have a woman on their side that nobody else is going after. Like RJ's got his girl, Obi's got his girl, and he's got a baby on the way. Hell, even Mitchell Robinson, we could say Mitchell Robinson's got his girl because he's got a baby at least. Like the situation, there's no elements within Mitchell other than getting a bag. There's no other elements in this situation that gives the story of like locker room disaster from what we see, from what we can see on the outside.
I just think the narrative is unfair to Mitch, right? And so
right.
The reason why I say it's unfair to Mitch is when we were talking about signing Evan Fournier, none of this came up.
No,
none of it.
Right.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But when we start talking about Mitch being broke and underpaid and done wrong by the Knicks, then all of this stuff came up about what happened when he get money and all of this stuff. It ain't fair to Mitch, man.
No.
The Knicks found that country boy, took advantage of him, gave him a low ball deal, made him play on it, and instead of coming back to the table and saying, "Hey, man, listen, that wasn't fair." You know what I'm saying? That wasn't fair, man. Listen, this is what we want to do going forward, because we said we're going to treat players right, and so this is what we're going to do. The Knicks didn't do that. The Knicks offered Taj Gibson the vet minimum, which would have been about $2.7 million, right? And then they came back to him and was like, nah, we're gonna give you 2 years, $10 million to be fair, right? But to Mitchell Robinson, they like, nah, play this out. We're gonna see what happened down the road.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Freeze. Let me ask you this, because from what you're saying, I want to make sure I'm understanding you. Are you saying that the Knicks did Mitch wrong? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, what's a word worse than wrong? Dirty, grimy. That's what they did to Mitch.
So you're saying they should have given him the bag? Is that what you're saying? I'm trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand. That's all.
Yes,
that's all.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is.
So you're saying we should have locked him up? We should have locked him up, I guess, in his second or third year, and then
So let me explain where I'm coming from. So after year 2, right, they had a team option, right? They paid Mitch pennies. They paid him like $1.1 million, and you know the man got half of that. And Kev, I know you don't live in the New York tri-state area, so I know you don't understand the cost of living, how expensive it is to live in the New York tri-state area. Right?
What are you talking about? I do live in the tri-state. Tri-state area. I live in New Jersey.
Well, but you don't understand what it is to have a high cost of living, bro. You live in New Jersey.
You bugging me. Like,
what does that sound?
I live in Jersey.
That's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? The taxes that I pay, that me and my wife pay. Come on, man.
Kev, so imagine what an NBA player pays. It's like imagine being on a roster, you get paid $1.1 million, right? First off the rip, half of that is going to the man, right? And then you got to live on the other $500,000, right? Are the Knicks paying Knicks players per diem on the road? Probably.
Okay.
Is it much?
So again, I'm agreeing with you that they should have locked him up in either year 2 or can we say year 2? Year 3. Year 3 they should have locked him up.
Kev, but you gotta hear me out here when I'm
I am hearing you. You thinking that they did him dirty. I'm hearing you.
Kev, no, but you just asked me my opinion. You said
right. That's all.
And Kev,
I'm understanding you.
You just asked.
No. I said I'm understanding you. I'm understanding what you're saying. I agree with you, and I agree with you. What? I'm agreeing with you.
Let me interject for a second.
Kev, let him build. Kev, you just gotta let him build. Let him build.
Every time I get ready to say something, Kev cut me off. Kev,
let him build, Kev.
Kev, you just cut me off just now.
Let him build, Kev. Let him build, Kev.
So Kev, what I'm saying is this. After the first when they signed them to that lowball contract, right? Everybody knew that it was dirty, but at the time, we ducked our heads in the sand because we thought we could sign free agents. We thought, hey, they saving money so they can get KD, Jimmy Butler, and all these guys. We need to save every penny we can, just in case we can go out and get a star, right? The stars didn't come. Mitch played out the first 2 years, right? Mitch broke the record, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? And then after that, there was a team. Mitch had a team option. At that time,
right,
the Knicks could have went back to the table, declined the option, and be like, Mitch, listen, what we're going to do is we're not going to give you the bag, but we'll give you a pay raise. We'll sign you to 3 years, $15 million, which would have been about $5 million a year for the next 3 years, right? That means Mitch would have been locked up for 3 years, meaning this summer coming up, 2022 summer, Mitch would have still been locked up for $5 million a year. The Knicks didn't do that. What they chose to do was say, hey, play out these team options. The first team option was $1.7 million. The second team option is $1.8 million. But then you went out and you signed Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson with the Knicks. Think about this. Taj Gibson with the Knicks in 3 years made $30 million. Right? Mitchell Robinson with the Knicks for 4 years is going to make $5 million. So you paid Mitchell Robinson's backup 6 times more money than you paid Mitchell Robinson, who was the starter. Right?
That's crazy.
How is that fair?
Okay, let me build on what you just said, right? Because you left out a couple of avenues there. When they brought on Tibbs and they were talking to Tibbs about Mitch, you would have thought Tibbs did not like Mitch at all. He was not impressed with Mitchell Robinson. That's facts. Mitchell Robinson, when he was up in the USA Team Select in Las Vegas, came up with an injury and decided to go home. That's fact number 2. Right. Fact number 3, the previous regime that signed him off of a relationship with a trainer that knew Perry from Louisiana. They had no footage on him. So for you to say that they lowballed him, whatever, the man didn't play basketball in almost 2 years. You wanna bring a 17, 18-year-old raw from the backwoods and just roll out money like that? We've already talked about what money can do to people who's in the league, let alone a 17, 18-year-old. That's not true.
It's not. Nah, man. So you left out something too. So for one, Scott Perry was in attendance at Mitchell Robinson private workout in Louisiana, and so were the Lakers. That's documented. The Lakers and the Knicks were there in attendance, right, to watch Mitchell Robinson work out. 2, the point of discussion is not what he did coming out of college. It's Mitchell Robinson played 2 years, and at the end of that second year, they had a team option, and they declined. They picked up the team option, right? They watched him play in the NBA for 2 seasons. That second season was the season DeAndre Jordan was there, and DeAndre Jordan helped the kid. The first year it was DeAndre Jordan was there and helped the kid improve on the court. Mm-hmm. The second year he broke Wilt Chamberlain field goal percentage record. Right, so you had 2 full seasons of what you had with Mitch, and you still decided to pay him 1.75.
Two different managements. Right. Because like I said,
Scott Perry was still here. Scott Perry was still here.
Scott Perry was still here, bro. Yeah, Scott Perry was here, but that's not Leon Rose. That's not Leon Rose.
Scott Perry at that point in time was sitting in the back office hoping that they pick up his option and give him another job and give him an extended time. Scott Perry wasn't making no decisions like that. The Tibbs, when they asked Tibbs about Mitchell Robinson,
everything, he's got a point. I got to give AD his props. He's got a point on that.
He was not. When they talked about Mitchell Robinson with Tibbs, he was not impressed. To build more on Freezy's point, they signed Nerlens Noel to $7 million to be his backup, and Nerlens Noel came in here thinking I would take his job.
He was more impressed with RJ and Randall than he was with anybody else on the team.
To Freezy's point, and it's the last thing I'll say before I got off. To Freezy's point, essentially what he's getting at is Mitchell Robinson should have gotten some type of pay, some type of money before Tibbs even got here. He should have already been locked up on a 3-year contract for $5 million before Tibbs even got here. Because of what he did at least season 2. Season 2. So now whether Tibbs got here or not, and whether Nerlens Noel signed or not, he should have already been making at least $5 million. But in that second year, you bring in Taj Gibson, you pay Taj Gibson $10 million to be the double backup in reality, because we were still playing musical chairs with the power forward and center position. We were like, okay, we're gonna put Marcus Morris at the 4, and Julius Randle at the 5, play small ball basketball. And even when that fell through, right, you still had Mitchell Robinson playing and Taj Gibson coming off the bench. So again, Mitchell Robinson should have already been paid at least the money from the team option extension, $5 million or whatever, at least then. But now what you've done is what you've done is you've stretched him out. He's at a point where he can demand more.
But
Simply
Evergreen,
because
but
of what
Evergreen, is that Leon Rose's fault or is that Steve Mills' fault?
It's the team's fault.
whose fault is it is irrelevant. I'm not putting a blame in fault.
But what you have to understand is that it's two different regimes that one went out and one came in.
Okay.
One came out and one came in.
But did it though? But we can't. It's not about. All right. Is Scott Perry still the general manager of this team?
Yep.
Yes or no?
Yep.
Okay. Was Scott Perry the general manager of this team?
No, it's not
Hold on.
debatable.
No. Was
Yes,
Scott?
it is.
No,
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
debatable.
It is
Scott Perry.
debatable.
No,
Wait
it's
a
not.
minute. Listen to me.
No, we're not
Listen.
listening to that.
Okay. All right. You don't listen. All right.
His job title is general manager. That's his title.
His time.
Scott Perry was the
It's
GM.
not just. It's
Scott
not
Perry
just
was
him.
the GM.
You have Worldwide West in there. You have a whole bunch of other people. It's not just Scott Perry.
And Worldwide West is
I didn't
vice
say that.
president.
But y'all just did.
We didn't say that.
No,
We
that's not.
didn't. No. Listen. This is what I said. I said, is Scott Perry the GM of this team now? Yes, he is. Was Scott Perry the GM last year? Yes, he was. Was Scott Perry the GM the year before that? Yes, he was. Was Scott Perry the GM 3 years ago? Yes, he was.
Okay,
So
fine.
again.
Fine. So if he was all that then, but he was still working under Steve Mills and now working on the working on Leon Rose. So again, even though he may want to do it, they may have said, you know what? We don't want to. So again, what I'm saying is that the presidents between Steve Mills and between Leon Rose, if they feel as though that he wasn't worth it, and I'm not saying that they were right. But if they're saying that, what else can Scott Perry do? What else can he do?
I don't know what you're getting at.
What I'm getting at is that there's still somebody above Scott Perry. You have Steve Mills first, and now you have Leon Rose. Am I right, AD?
Kev, what we just agreed on was
They done hired five executives in the last 2 years.
Bro, but what me and Kev disagreed on was Evergreen G asked if Scott Perry was still the GM.
He's still a GM. Yeah. Okay,
right.
okay.
So we agree then. So we agree. Because that was the question. It was a simple: is Scott Perry still the general manager?
No, better yet, was his title still general manager? Yes! Fine, his title was still general manager. But from the time he became, from the time his title became general manager, they've hired 3 executive guys above him. Three.
But we didn't. But nobody. So nobody's disputing that. Evergreen G asked if Scott Perry was the general manager.
Yeah, but he's alluding to as if
he has the final word. He has the final word. Yeah, like he has the final word.
His power wasn't the same anymore. Wasn't.
No.
But Evergreen G didn't ask. So that's what I'm getting at, right? So the thing is to say Scott Perry is not the GM is not true.
Who has the final say? Who has the final say? Who has the final say?
So Nick G, thank you for the super chat platter. Nick G said, "Don't skip over the facts that Mitch is a second round pick. Name the second rounder that didn't get treated this way. That's a starter."
Okay, Nick. There you go.
Yeah. What I'll do, I'm gonna research that and rebut this point because it's this one that is not totally true either.
Go ahead, Chunk.
because the thing is with second rounders, you can negotiate your own contract. You don't have to negotiate based on the first round is set.
Yeah.
Right. The salaries are set.
Right.
It's gonna be 4 years, and then it's a declining from the first pick to the 30th pick.
Right.
Right. But in second rounders get to negotiate their own contracts.
Okay, let me ask you this, Freezy. Let me ask you this. All right, is this a fair assumption that Leon Rose and the executive staff that he brought in has intel that we don't have, and maybe they didn't appreciate him at that time when they walked in? That's fair. It's a fair assessment. The man fired seven. The man fired 7 agents. The man left. You know how many young players, when you get picked to go to the team USA Select, they're not asking you when they pick you. They're telling you you're gonna represent.
Case closed.
Right?
Case closed.
When you show some immaturity and you don't show up, you think that just goes away?
And Freeze, Mitch has shown immaturity. Out of all the Knicks that are on our team right now, he's shown the most immaturity. Going out on Instagram, going out on on Twitter and everything,
That's fact.
That's fact.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying.
Thank you for the super chat up platter. Corey Lee says, "Look, stop tripping. I believe the Knicks will lock Mitchell Robinson before the start of the season, and that's why Mitch fired his agent." Corey Lee, I think you're wrong. Mitch is not going to accept $12 million a year. That's not. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Again, that's what with the Celtics, hiring. I mean, giving that dude Williams the bag. That's what they're going to set it on.
Yeah, the collective bargaining agreement says that the max he can do is 4 years, and the max money he can get is $51 million. Right. So the Knicks don't have to offer up to that amount, but that's the max that they can offer. And if I'm Mitch, I'm not taking a contract for $12.5 million.
Right.
If I'm Mitch.
Right. Hello, Nick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you
Y'all hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Nick G.
What's up, man? What's up? Yo, I'm on my morning run, and cool. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to exercise, and y'all talking this nonsense, man.
I was on morning run Wednesday. Trust me, I was really running Wednesday.
What's nonsense? What's nonsense?
Dude, I was out there this morning. It's like 98 degrees. I almost died out there this morning, yo, for real. But go ahead, Nick G.
Yo, it's cloudy out here, so that's why I'm taking it at this time. But yo, so number one, y'all got to remember too, we have Brock Aller in the house, which is a capologist, right?
Yes.
If Brock Aller has a high influence, as Jonathan Macri, his friend of the show, has said,
hello? Oh, did he phase out? He phased out. Shoot. Phased out.
Nick phased out.
Phased out. Man. Because I know he's trying to make some good points and everything. Gotta wait till he comes back.
Freezy, you act as if the Knicks don't have young talent at that position. Should he blossom into something? Mitch doesn't have the Knicks over a barrel. He don't.
Oh, there you go. We can hear you now. I know you were going into your point.
Okay.
Repeat what you said.
So we have Brock Aller in the house, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Brock Aller is a capologist.
Right.
Friend of the show, Jonathan Macri, said Brock Aller has heavy influence on this team. Right?
Okay.
Y'all with me?
Yeah.
So if we go by that logic, Brock Aller could easily look at market value for players like Mitch, for example, Robert Williams, and easily say, well, Robert Williams got this amount, and Robert Williams has played right around the same amount of minutes as Mitch, has a similar effect on our offense and defense, and he doesn't shoot. This is the market value for Robert Williams. But then on a high end, a team that is sputtering out of control, that doesn't have as much talent in Cleveland, we could easily argue and say that Jarrett Allen was overpaid, a similar player like Mitch, but has been much healthier than Mitch. So somewhere in between what Robert Williams got, which is 11.5, I think, and what Jarrett Allen got, which is 20 million, somewhere in between is Mitch's market value. So now you got to add in the fact that, okay, we're a playoff team, just like the Celtics, which is a playoff team, right?
Right.
Or they have playoff aspirations. So now you got to add in the fact that, okay, well, Robert Williams, the very similar player on a playoff team, unlike Cleveland, which is not a playoff team, is getting 11.5. Is it fair or is it unfair? We don't know. The next thing you got to add into is the last time we paid a player similar to Mitch that was showed NBA talent, right? Alonzo Trey. We paid him.
Right. You sure
The other
did.
one was Ron Baker. We paid him. We could make an argument that both of them should have never been paid, right?
Right.
So now we paid Ron Baker $5 million, Alonzo Trey 4.5. They had, well, in particular with Alonzo Trey, he had attitude issues. Okay, so now you got to add in attitude as a problem. I don't think Mitch has an attitude, but at the same time, you have to add it in. So do you wait or do you not wait? It's a balancing act. We don't know what's the perfect formula, but at the same time, they are thinking of a lot of things. The other thing that no one's mentioned so far is we don't know if Mitch has been offered a contract, let's say in the Robert Williams or even the $16 million range, and
They can't offer $60
Mitch-
million.
No, 16. What I'm saying, all I'm trying to say is, like, we don't know if they offered him 20 million and Mitch said, no, I want to get 25.
Right.
We don't know because that hadn't come out yet. All we can say is that, yeah, they're still negotiating and something is going on behind the scenes. And it's a power battle that happens on every single team.
Hmm.
We could speculate, but that we can't jump to conclusions.
Okay. I can roll with that. But the argument was that Freezy's making is that he should have been locked up in what, Freeze, year 2 and then year 2 or year 3? What do you say?
No, what I'm saying, I didn't mean locked up long term 5-year deal. What I'm saying is after year 2, when you knew you were paying Mitch pennies and you didn't get Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, Kemba Walker, and all those dudes in that free agency class, you could have declined his team option and gave him a contract for 3 years, $15 million. And right now we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
That makes total sense.
But okay,
Go ahead.
let me throw a monkey wrench in that. Where is Mitch gonna get blamed for having 6 agents? Because every time he changes agents, right, trying to get the best contract for himself or something that he feels like his market value is, the reset button is hit because now you got to negotiate with somebody new. Right. So he has 6 agents trying to get a certain amount of money, or he has a number value in his head of what he's worth.
Right. So right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm talking about, Nick G. Right, because the thing is we keep pointing the thing back at Mitch, but what we fail to consider is the Knicks declining the team option. It had to start there because it was not a player. If it was a player option, Mitch would have already been free of this, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's the team option. You know, you paying this man pennies. And you brought in Norvell Pell to make the same amount of money as Mitchell Robinson, right? You paid Norvell Pell, the same money that you paid Mitchell Robinson, right? And you didn't even go back to the table and be like, "Hey, Mitch, listen, you're our guy, and we know you live in the New York tri-state area." See, me and Nick G, we live down south, bro. You know what I'm saying? I make the same or more money than people up north, right? But they bills higher than mine, right? So when they go to the store and buy them a pack of Newports down here is like $5.80. Up there they $13. You know what I'm saying? A pizza pie down here is $7. Up there, it's $30. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. That's what I'm saying. These small things we don't take into account, bro.
Right.
It's small things. It's small things we don't take account. Man, everybody leaving, man. Kev, I guess they didn't want. They didn't.
They
like,
left. Oh my God, man!
They didn't like this intense conversation, bro.
Wait, who's that? Somebody. I don't even know who that is.
Nick G. That's Nick G. Nick G.
Yeah, I totally get what what you're saying, but the point I was trying to make was that Scott Perry probably could have said, you know what, let's give this this guy something,
right?
And Mills and now Rose is probably saying, no, you know what, we want to wait,
right? And now Mitch is saying that he want to wait. Wow, Mitch is not in a rush because the max money the Knicks can offer is 4 for 51. That's the max they get. That's the best they can do, and everybody knows it. The Knicks can't get any better than that. Right.
Okay.
So
let me ask.
That's it. And that's only $12.5 million, right? Robert Williams, off the strength of 17 total NBA starts, makes $13.5 million.
That's Freezy. It's not fair. It's not fair to make that comparison, Freezy. But go ahead, Nick G.
How much does the possibility of trading Mitch for another player, sign and trade especially, factor into your mind?
Well, you can't do it. Marketing just got traded to Cleveland. So.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
What was that with that?
Yeah.
That made no freaking. You know what? I'll be quiet.
I'll be quiet. Kev, I just want to throw this out there before I just want, because I got a feeling AD about to go haywire, and I just want to give more fuel to that fire. Brock Aller is not the best capologist in the game. Brock Aller has given out some terrible contracts. Right, one of them, Cleveland still can't move right now. They cannot move that Kevin Love contract.
But come on, bro.
Right, and
come on.
And they
like LeBron had an influence on that contract too. Like,
I get it, but Brock Aller and David Griffin and whoever it was, they gave the man the money, so their name is on it too.
Okay.
The Tristan Thompson deal. Was a terrible deal.
Yeah,
but that's a LeBron influence team thing too. Come on, bro.
The Matthew Dellavedova deal was a terrible deal. You know what I'm saying? And so we look at Brock Aller like,
how can that be a terrible deal, Freezy, when you have the best player on the planet who's telling you, I want these guys? And they won a championship. How can that be a terrible deal?
That's a point.
You have to pay for a championship, Freezy. And you have to succumb to what the best player on the team in the world wants. That's not Brock's fault.
Yeah, and they're past trying to grow things organically. They're past that. They were trying to win something.
So does Julius Randle have any say?
I'm sure he does.
Because Julius Randle said that he took a pay cut so that you can sign other guys, right? And guess what guy has not gotten the contract? The guy that's in the starting lineup with him.
Let me ask you this,
because you signed a bunch of bench players. Think about this. You signed Taj to $5 million. He's on the bench. You signed Derrick Rose to $14 million. He's on the bench. That's $19 million. You signed Noel to $10 million a year. That's $29 million coming off the bench. Yet your starter is making 1.8.
Let me say this, Freezy, you my brother, man. Like you, I flow with you. Freezy.
Here you go.
Yo, so that's pretty much the point I was trying to make with sizing Mitch up for sign and trade. Let's not forget that Evan Turner is out there too, because Turner actually works out with Randall.
Evan Turner or Miles Turner? Evan Turner or
Miles.
Miles.
Sorry, Miles. Okay. So you have that connection there, and there's some kind of along the line connection with the front office. We don't know exactly what is going on behind the scenes with that, but I would think Miles Turner is an upgrade over Mitch. I don't know how well it'll work or continuity and all that stuff, but like I still feel like Mitch might get traded more than stay with the team. And you've made the argument for a long time that Mitch has to be a better offensive player many times over Freezy. So,
Right.
you know, like, I'm not saying that Miles Turner doesn't have deficiencies, because he does. He has a ton. His at the rim defense is just okay, but
Yeah, it's
look
not
at
it's
what
not
happened.
Mitchell. It's not Mitchell Robinson. You're absolutely right.
Look at what he did with a similar player to Miles Turner. Short, he got good defense principles and stuff like that, and he made Nerlens Noel play really good defense. And I think he could turn Miles Turner into a better rim defender by teaching what Noel has done. So
Mhm.
there's some stuff out there. I don't know. It's sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey guys, I got to step. It was great talking to y'all as usual. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. What are we about? Like 30 something days before training camp? Are we?
I think so.
Yeah. So these are all great, great talks and everything. I'm just psyched, man. I'm just psyched. So, all right. So y'all have a great weekend. Okay. Love y'all.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Same thing. I got to bounce, gentlemen. Freezy, you know what it is. Sunday, we'll catch up.
Yeah,
Nick G.
Double duty Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right,
Good
fam.
talking to you, AD. Peace out, Kev. Peace out, Freeze, my brother. Gotta see you when you come to Columbia, man.
Yeah, man. I'm headed that way soon. I'm headed that way soon. I have a date with Mio's, bro.
Oh man, shoot. I mean, okay. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna put this out there for everybody. 9 to 9. It's Korean. You gotta try that one.
Okay.
9 to 9. You gotta try that.
All right. Definitely. You know I'm doing keto, right?
Okay. Anti.
Okay.
It's sushi. I don't know if you like sushi or not, but that is more keto.
Yeah, man.
That's better for the keto.
The barbecue place should be good too, man. So,
Yeah.
So we'll figure something out, man. Definitely, we'll hook something out. I'll let you know the week that I'm coming down, man, and then that way we can hook something up.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get them likes up.
Get
Peace out,
them
man.
likes up. All right, bro.
All right.
Yeah, the Miles Turner stuff, not really feeling. I don't know about the Miles Turner stuff, bro. I'm looking for Miles Turner's. Where is it? I want to see his advanced stats. Yeah, they ain't really. But anyway, I got to get out of here. Too, I got to go get a tire changed and get on this road and do a whole bunch of stuff. We will talk about Grimes tonight on the Knicks at Night podcast. Tune in to hear Uncle Freezy talk about Quentin Grimes. I don't think you'll want to miss it. Uncle Freezy talking about Quentin Grimes. I got a lot to say. And if you thought I was a little bit passionate about Mitch, all I got to say is I got a heater. I'm on a heater about Quentin Grimes. And I'll probably make some of y'all mad, but I don't care. So I think I'm gonna win some people over with this Grimes talk. I definitely want to see y'all tonight, though. Tonight, the Knicks at Night podcast. Tune in at 10 o'clock. That's what I'm going to try to do, 10 o'clock. I'm going to try to do 10. I'm going to be on the road, so I'm hoping internet is dope. We got to go see the baby boy. Y'all know how that go. Because even though they be in their 20s, they still babies. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to holler at everybody later, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all be peaceful. See y'all soon. Peace.